I love great conversations. Hi, my name is Angel Jones. Thank you for joining me on 12-minute convos where I help you create a brand of your own unique, real self. Listen in as I have conversations with amazing people from all over the world. Good night, Lynne Wadsworth. How are you going on this wonderful, beautiful night?
I am doing absolutely great.
It's a great pleasure to connect with you, Lynne. Tell us.
Thanks.
You're welcome. Tell us, what part of the world are you in right now?
I'm in Florida.
All right. You're getting the nice, chilly breeze with the sun right now, I think. Yes. Are you enjoying that?
I am. I love the weather here. Yes.
Is it you like the weather Arizona style, or Florida is what gives you that the best fluctuations?
Florida's kind of hot in the summer, almost so hot that you don't want to go outside. But I like the warmth as opposed to the cold. I grew up in England.
Ouch.
Yeah. So that's why I like the Florida weather.
All right. Well, please do tell us which of your talents is responsible for us connecting at this time.
Well, I'm a holistic health coach and I help people maximize their health goals, whether it's anything to do with stress, weight issues, health issues, fatigue. I just love helping people, even if they're really busy, find where they can gain the maximum health possible and sustain that health and fitness.
So who did you learn this skill from?
I went to school in a college in New York, the Institute for Integrative Nutrition, and then have gone on to get several other certifications to continue my education. So that's kind of the latest one I have done is a certification with Get Fit 21. So that works on metabolic makeovers for people, which is really helpful for people with any of the issues that I work with. It really works in very well with what I do.
So was this something that you had challenges with, thus the reason you're helping others?
Yes. I was a yo-yo dieter for most of my life. And of course, what I found out, like everybody else does, you do these fad diets. And when you're done, the weight comes back and more comes with it. So I really like to help people learn, like I did, how they can sustain and maintain a weight without it being a hardship to them through a healthy lifestyle. And then also through my own healthy lifestyle, I went from having migraines almost every day to having only about 2 or 3 a month through putting into my normal routine just some holistic and natural ways to help with that, so that it's just like amazing how that has really helped my migraine life.
So what part are you dealing with the holistic? Is it 70% diet as opposed to 30% mindset, or is it flipped around?
Well, it's not just the diet, it's also the physical exercise that helps. I don't know, it would depend on the person, because for some people mindset would be a real big thing. I mean, my mindset is good, but if you're not in that frame of mind yet, it's really getting people into that frame of mind. So mindset is a big one, but that just depends on the individual what the percentage would be. But for the basis for pretty much everything I do starts with people changing their diet to get rid of the junk that is so prevalent in our society here.
So where's the best place for someone to connect with you?
I am online at www.holistic-healthandwellness.com, or on Facebook if you just search for Holistic Health and Wellness with Lynne Wadsworth. I have a pretty active page there. So
Tell
those
us
are the
about
two
your
best ways.
podcast too. You were doing a podcast, right? Yeah, hear the
was.
energy. Woo.
I was hosting a show for Voice America Health and Wellness, and so that syndicates into a podcast on iTunes.
Yeah, who says women can't feel great after menopause, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I listened to it. It was pretty good stuff. Yeah.
Well, I'm glad that you listened. Yeah, she's very knowledgeable guest that I had that week.
Yeah. Are you starting back?
I have 2 more shows to do, and I haven't decided what I'm going to do yet.
Okay.
This week is on celiac disease, so that should be very interesting for people that have issues with that and with an intolerance to different grains and gluten.
So again, the name of the podcast is Living Life Naturally. You could definitely check that out with Lynne. So Lynne, tell me one other thing that you've done consistently over the last 3 years, please.
You mean in the health and wellness field?
It could be personal. We could switch it.
Well, most of what I do is in the health and fitness field. So consistently, I have kept my diet to where I don't eat anything that's processed.
Wow.
I'm very able to do that because I've done it for so long. So I was a chocoholic for years. Coming from England, it always had to be English chocolate. And so that was really hard for me to overcome. But going to a totally natural diet where I'm a vegetarian as well. So everything I eat is as pretty much as close to the natural earth as possible. And, sometimes cooked, sometimes raw, depends what I'm eating. But as long as I stick to that kind of diet, I can maintain my weight. I've actually lowered my blood pressure to where I've got off my blood pressure medication, lowered my cholesterol to where I no longer take cholesterol medication. And that I've been doing consistently for about 5 years.
Wow. Well done. How does it make you feel?
It makes me feel just so thankful because taking a bunch of pills with the side effects is really not what I aim to do. So being able to get off of that was just a real great goal for me and one that I celebrated accomplishing.
How did you celebrate? Did you eat chocolate? I'm joking.
Depends if I just come back from England.
Yeah, my wife, she writes on diabetes. But today, for example, was my son's birthday. And, she's like, I ate cake and ice cream. But, and it's such a thing for her, because I ate cake and ice cream. So I definitely know. But it's really good to be on that side of the spectrum, right? Where you're being intentional but and then you can have these things, yeah?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Because it's not about deprivation, it's just learning how to put that balance into your life.
Yeah, and when you do come to Trinidad, you'll see the types of temptations we have.
I've been to Trinidad.
Oh, well, then you know. Then you know. There's a delicacy called pylori, right, which is like flour and split peas powder, and oh my gosh, they fry it. Oh, yeah. Let's not do that, Lynne. Let's not do that. No. Lynne, let's switch gears for a moment now, and let me invite you into my time machine that is surrounded with beautiful, warm, blue Caribbean water. Lynne, what is your earliest childhood memory?
Actually, my earliest childhood memory was when I was 18 months old, and I was in what they call here in the States a crib. We call them a cot in England. And I remember as clearly as anything, even though I was only 18 months, standing at the side just screaming because my mum and dad didn't come in to me.
So you're a year and a half. Why do you think this memory is so clear?
I don't know. It must have been traumatic in my own mind at that time.
Yeah. I hear crickets. Yeah. It's definitely something you'd need to like tell more of a story around to even try to connect it. Yeah. If we fast forward to when you were 12 years old, what was your favorite song?
Oh my gosh, I really don't know because I listened to so many songs back then. I mean, that was pretty much my whole thing was music.
Yeah.
So there were just so many of them.
So if you just had to draw one song, even if it wasn't 12, like one song that just popped into your mind, what would you say that song is?
Well, actually, I would have to say because I was a musician and I sang, and so one of my favorite songs to sing was To Dream the Impossible Dream.
Ooh, yeah. Love it. That definitely connects, right? Because you dreamt what could have seemed as the impossible dream with your weight, right? Or even and you got it. Yeah, that is amazing. And now you're helping others, right? Who feel as though that is an impossible dream. Wow. I would love to hear you sing that again, but I would not put you on the spot. All right.
I would not do it. I've lived in Florida too long, and the sinus issues and allergies here have not been nice to me.
All right, fair enough. All right, well then, hey, we have arrived at our destination, but before we get off of this time machine, there's a small declaration form, so it's yes or no, possibly a bit more. We're going to move pretty quickly here. Are you ready, Lynn?
Yes.
Lynn, have you chosen someone to pass on your skills to?
No, I have not.
Are you married?
Yes, I am.
Do you have children?
I do.
How many?
I have 2 children and 4 grandchildren.
Wow, congratulations.
Yeah.
Wow. Do you believe in God?
I certainly do.
Do you have an inner circle of friends?
Yes.
Do you watch TV for more than 3 hours a day?
I do.
What about screen time, the phone and or the computer? Is it more than 8 or less than 8 hours a day?
Well, I work on the computer so much in my business, so probably more than on my computer, not so much my phone and tablet.
All right, Lynn, if you had to share with us a statement, your own unique real statement, a statement that represents who you are, what would you say that is?
I am definitely a British girl, transplanted to Florida, who has learned so much from this great country and have learned so much in my own personal life that I just love to share what I've learned with others, because I know the change that's been made in my life can be made in other people's lives. And for me, a lot of that has stemmed from my basic foundation in Jesus Christ.
Love it. Lynne Wadsworth, that was definitely worth it, right? Lynn, hey, thank you, my friend.
Thank you, Engel,
for being on what is inspired by 12-minute Convos with Angel Jones.
Appreciate it.
Thank you for being on 12-minute Convos with Angel Jones. Stay tuned for more from our advertisers.
Diabetes is a mountain pandemic. It's a disease that's not acute but chronic. Similar to this rhyming method, I have simplified the definition, the signs and symptoms, and the complications of diabetes for both adults and children in my books, Poems for Patients, A Focus on Diabetes, and The ABCs of Diabetes for Children. These books are available on Amazon.com, and for more information, you can visit my website, poemsbyaj.com. That's poemsbyaj.com.